Guten Tag from Bad Windsheim, Germany. Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are in Germany and we are going to be doing a little tour today here and around town. Show you some of the streets, look at some of the storefronts here in the area, and just have a cool little day. Very peaceful day. It's been about 4 years since I have visited here. Maybe more than that, actually probably closer to 6 years actually, now I'm thinking about it. As I'm zooming into the top of this structure right here, you see that nest up there? That's where a stork lives. They actually have storks here in town. Hopefully we get to see one today, but that is a stork nest. You know, when I was growing up, you used to hear stories about the stork is what brought the babies to the houses, you know, back before you learn about the birds and the bees. You know, I remember little stories like that, seeing the stork with his long beak, and they got the like the white cloth or something and the babies in it, and they just bring it to the window and the parents like take it. I don't know, but anywho, we used to be in commercials and stuff. You don't really see any of that kind of stuff anymore, but back in the day that was a thing, believe it or not. Storks brought the babies. If you remember that, definitely put it in the comment section down below, because I remember that. I do. Kind of funny, getting older, you know. But anywho, let's keep on walking and do a little walking around. I got my wife with me. She knows the town way better than I do. She pretty much grew up here in this area in her early part of life, so I'm gonna lean on her a little bit today for some information. As that was a garbage truck. These roads are insanely loud. They're pretty loud because you see all the roads here in Germany, these smaller towns. It looks very much like this, which these ain't as near as impressive as the ones I'm going to show you up here around this corner. I mean, just the masonry that went into like laying the blocks is unbelievable, because they have a shape to them where these are very blocky looking. The ones on up here is going to change quite a bit as we get close to my hotel, and I will definitely show you the hotel where we're staying at. So let's get moving. Man, I wonder how long this stuff has been up here. All this stuff here looks really, really old. Look at Brad Pitt. And right over here we have U2. Much younger version. Rage Against the Machine, the rock band. Wow, that's just wild looking. Dude's on fire. All right, this first location right here across the street from me now is called Bombastic Burger. But back in the day, back when I first came here after me and my wife was married, we actually went in this place and ate pizza. But I think they had a fire or something, done a lot of damage on the inside, and then pizza place obviously was shut down. But now it's called Bombastic Burger, which I was going to go there and try out one of their delicious burgers. I actually looked this place up online before I arrived, but unfortunately, as my arrival happens the week I'm here, they're on holiday, so we would not get to try out one of their delicious hamburgers. That's kind of a bummer. But a lot of good memories there. My wife, she would order a seafood pizza. Seafood pizzas are hard to find in the US, but when she came here, she always ordered this seafood pizza, and I actually tried it. It was interesting. Don't really know if it's my thing or not, but she loved it. And I remember one of the neatest things about it, it had octopus tentacles on the pizza. Yeah, very, very chewy. All right. Let's keep on moving through town here. We got a lot of really cool stuff to see. Check out the road, how the blocks are laid. This is what I was talking about. Look at the shape of them. I mean, they just didn't just lay them down like straight. It is like very in order. It's got that little wave to it. That is so cool looking. And then look right up here at the top of the building, there's another stork nest, and the stork is in the nest. Check that out. Just hanging out up there. I think she has got some babies up there, because I heard them chirping last night when I got into town. We walked through. So there it is. There's a stork. All right, so we made our way up this little this street like corridor area. And now I'm going to show you where I'm staying during my visit. It's right here. This hotel here is actually called the Flare. And this is a cool hotel because after me and my wife was married, this is where we kind of honeymooned. This is where we stayed. And here it is 10 years later. We just had our 10-year anniversary, and guess what? We're back in the Flare. Not staying in the same room or anything, but yeah, kind of exciting being here. They got good breakfast in the morning, and they're cooking like lunch right now, and it really, really smells great. And that's one thing I love when I'm here in Germany, is all the wonderful food that I'm going to consume over the next coming days. Love German cooking, man. There's some really good stuff over here. I was talking to my wife's aunt last night, and that's what we was talking about. She said, I got it all laid out for you. I got a plan. We're going to do some really celebration, like eating, over the next few days. So really looking forward to that. All right, my hotel is right down here and to the right. So we're walking up this hill a little piece. I'm going to take you up here to the top of the hill. There's some really cool stuff up here. They have a few really nice looking hotels, but they also have like a burial ground up here where you can actually see some bones down in the ground. It's pretty cool. I got to show it to you. It's really awesome. And then this right here is a very popular little ice cream spot that we go to, and they have, I think it's called gelato. I think it's gelato, and maybe it's not really ice cream. Maybe it's called gelato. But right there is the ice cream flavors inside. We always stop here. Great place. You can come out here and eat your ice cream on a warmer day. Today it's a little cool here in Germany. Even though we're here in July, the temperatures over here are normally quite a bit cooler than what we see in the Carolinas back home. I think the high today is going to be about 73 degrees. And back home it's like 90 with crazy humidity. So yeah, but it feels really good. I'm enjoying it. So let's go ahead and move on up this way a little bit further, and I'll go show you those skeletons. All right, we kind of made it up here to the square area here in Bad Windsheim, and this here is the courthouse. Look at that awesome looking statue wielding a sword. Look at that clock. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like netting on the side of the building. Let me see if I can zoom in where you can see it, but see if that shows up. See some netting up there. That is actually to keep the birds off of the building and keep them from like roosting. Here in Germany, a lot of times you see windows. They normally have decorative flowers just outside on the window panes. And I would imagine that definitely would attract a bird or two, you know. So that's why they have a netting up on the side of the wall. Now, as we look over here to the right, you see these little like containers where it has this glass roof on them. And this one here, this is actually like a part of a museum. I don't know if you can see down in there, but there's like some steps on the inside. But this right over here is the cool one. Or kind of creepy all at the same time. A little morbid. But right here, if you can read German, you can kind of translate that. But right down there is the skeleton. Look at that.
From the graveyards from between the 800s and 1000s.
Yeah, so super, super old. Look at that in there. Yeah, that's wild. I remember the first time we came here, my wife showed me these. I was like, what the heck? But man, that's real. That's real skeletons. That's like, you can just view. You come up here to in front of the courthouse, and there you go. What's in this one?
Artifacts from way back.
Way back in the day, as we say. Oh.
The real history.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see them if I scoot down there in that glass case. A lot of reflection. I kind of apologize for that one, but it's pretty awesome looking. It's so bizarre to come here and you can just look down and just see stuff like that, like skeletons. Wow. All right, I got another thing to show you over here. It's really cool. They got this big statue of Roland, and he's got a sword. He looks so epic looking. And when me and my wife came here after we was married, that was one of the first pictures we took was right next to Roland, because he's so magnificent. And he's right next door to an awesome, my favorite restaurant here in town is a Greek restaurant, and he's like right next to that, so that makes me very happy. All right, so this is pretty cool right here. Right here it says Bad Windsheim on it, 2015. This is a 3D model of the entire town. And notice, like, German towns are just like this. You see how everything's kind of connected, and almost like everything's like fortified. You know, the town is very neatly, you can walk everywhere. You don't really need a car unless you leave this community. And here in Germany, you'll see that a lot. It's like you'll have a town like this that has pretty much everything, and then you will leave this town and just be farmland for a while, you know, and then you'll run into another town, and it's kind of laid out very similar. Everything's very close together. I really like that a lot. You'll see a lot of people walking everywhere they go, and riding bicycles is a big thing still here. So really awesome. So we started our tour off down here in this area, right here on this corner, and I kind of took you down this street, and the stork that we seen was actually right here on this rooftop, because I actually showed you the spire right here. We winded up through here. Right here is the Flair Hotel. This is where we're staying. Now we made our way on up through here, and then this right here is where I just show you the skeletons that's buried in the ground. Right here is the courthouse. So we're going to keep making our way down this way, back through here, and see what we can run into. There's a train track somewhere down this way that we have to actually cross. So yeah, so now I'm really in truth, I'm going to take you here and show you Roland, and my favorite restaurant here in town. So my wife is standing right where we stood 10 years ago when we had our first picture made in front of Roland together. And he is pretty massive, monstrous. I don't know how many feet tall he would be. I don't know. How many? 8 meters. So very big. He is so cool looking though. He's got a very kind of a medieval look to him. That's pretty cool. Check out his shoes. He's got those tips on them. You know. I think that just looks so cool. Alright, so we're going to say so long to Roland for now. And right next door to Roland is this restaurant Delphi. And this is the Greek restaurant that I'm referring to. I love this place. The amount of food that you consume when you go here to dine is ridiculous, number one. And it is just a fun and great, it's an experience, okay? I'm gonna tell you something. Other than maybe being on a Disney cruise, have I ever experienced food like you experience in here? Just the amounts and variety is unbelievable, and it's a part of the experience. So definitely we'll be trying this place out in the coming days, that is for sure. All right, let's keep moving through the town and seeing what we can see. So as we're walking back toward the train tracks, this building caught my eye a little bit. It has a little designs on it. As I scroll down a little bit, check that out. You got like some bows, and there's got like a happy face on it. And look at that character. He's got a beard. I thought it was a jester, but might be a king, I don't know. Very interesting looking. Just thought I'd show that to you. You see stuff in Europe sometime you don't see anywhere else. Alright, here we go. This is the bridge I was looking for. We just came really to the back side of town. Walked down this street right over here. And now we're going to continue along on this bridge, which will take us across a train track. And take us over to another little nook. It's very beautiful over there. Little open area we're going to look at. And one of my wife's favorite places to go is like, it's like an adult playground. So definitely want to go check that out and see if that's still there after all these years. And speaking of the train track, looks like they're doing a little construction. Will not be any train crossing down through here today, that's for sure. Don't know what they're doing. They got all kinds of stuff going on. Look at that, all that stuff lined up down the trackway there. Looks like some kind of like barricade. Huh. Construction going on everywhere. Speaking of construction, I have noticed, I went into several airports over the last few days. Every airport, construction. You notice that? If you guys fly, let me know, man. Is it just the ones I'm going to? Charlotte, Newark, Munich, everywhere you go, construction update. All right, then we've made it across the bridge now. You can see where we're at. This is, actually my wife just told me this says, welcome to the wellness park. So we always walk over here during our first day. And today's no different. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of people here taking a walk. It's very cool and crisp today, which just feels wrong when you're here in, you know, in the summertime. You're so used to the humidity and the heat where we live, and then you come to Germany and it just feels amazing out here. It's very cool and crisp. Probably about 68, 70 degrees. I think the high today is only 73. So let's walk down there and take a little gander around, shall we? So as we walk down the hill here on the right hand side of the park, you have this cute little mini golf right here. All right, kind of the centerpiece to the park is this water fountain I'm about to show you. But first I want to look at all the beautiful flowers. Look at the bright colors. Is that not beautiful? So peaceful out here. And then right here we have a lot of lily pads. And they got some goldfish down there swimming around in the murkiness. I don't think they got any frogs. These lily pads are kind of spread out in all four corners. But look at this fountain. Ain't that awesome? It's so peaceful down here. Did you see a gentleman across the way? He's just sitting there in a chair, just taking it all in. Clear your throat. You know, I love places like that where you can kind of clear your mind and thoughts and just kind of relax a little bit. And that's what this wellness park seems to do very nicely. Very beautiful. Check this out. Come all the way to Germany and we got a little flavor from home. It's a palm tree. And look at all these cactus, variations of cactus even. And maybe that's aloe vera plants right here. But man, look at that cactus. Wow. That is a thorny rascal right there. Just look at all those variations of cactus. So cool. So we was down there looking at the cactus and stuff. This is such a beautiful little garden area they have here. My wife was just translating, talking to me about this is actually a herb garden. So all these little placards in front of them will tell you what each herb is, you know. Unfortunately for me, I can't read German that very well at all. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything pretty much. But I know very little speech when it comes to German language. And it's so weird. I know some of it, but I don't feel comfortable saying it in front of other people because I feel like I'm just butchering everything, and I probably am. So I just say the very minimum and nod or smile. All right, so right here is the Park Hotel Cafe. Smelling really good out here. Got some food. Look at this ginormous ice cream cone they have here. That gentleman right there is living his best life. Look at that. Got him a chair underneath a shade tree, even though it's not sunny today, but it's very brisk. He's got a jacket on. It is just so peaceful out here, but we made it. Welcome to the adult playground. Oh my god, this is so cool. They have all kinds of stuff out here to play on. We have got numerous pictures at home of us playing on these things. Nearly a decade ago now. This one right here is a trip. Put your feet right here, and you hang on to these bars, and it kind of swings out like this, back and forth. So my wife's going to show you, and they're just like an exercise bicycle. You just get on it and pedal. These things are in really good shape. I mean, they've been out in the weather for over 10 years now. You know. Go ahead, do it to it. There you go. That'd be a good workout, though.
Yeah.
And that is the adult playground. Me, her, and her aunt was up here one day. And we all had something. We was laughing. We just had the best time that evening up here playing on these little ride, whatever you want to call them. Exercise stations. Yeah. Whatever, but a lot of fun. It was much warmer that day than it is today. Today is very, very nice, very cool. Very nice change from what we've been used to over the last few months with our heat back in the States. Man, you know, this one right here makes me, I actually thought about this like exercise station when I watched, I think it was the Justice League movie. It was the first one where they showed the Flash. And this here makes you look like you're running like the Flash in the movie, which I totally didn't like the way they, you know, mimicked his run in the movie. It didn't look right to me. But this right here definitely mimics it pretty perfectly. That's what it looks like when you're running the Speed Force. So we'll just walk on the pathway back here and come across this like wood carving. It's very interesting. It looks like it's a sea lion between his legs, maybe. Can you see that? It's like a little flippers down here at the bottom. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I wonder if it's somewhat new, or maybe we've just never walked back quite this far. They actually have a maze back in this area somewhere, and that's what we was kind of looking for. We wanted to walk through the maze and see if, I mean, I know we can get out, but see how long it takes us to get out, I guess. All right. So my wife told me this actually translates to bee houses. They got like some bee houses back here. And Sundays after 12:30, you can actually come here and buy honey. That is so cool. So you just don't get any fresher than that. You can see the little bee houses back there. All right, and here is the maze. Here's the entrance to the maze. If I had my 360 camera, I could put it up on that really long pole and put it up in the air where we can kind of see an aerial shot of it. I read online, they said if you go to the left after you enter, you can be out within 3 minutes. But, you know, anybody can say that, I guess. I used to love these mazes like this when I was a kid. So we got this first little opening, and you just have just a tree here. And you have places to sit, which is pretty cool. Very nice. So we're just gonna stay left and see if we can get out. Look at my wife, she's already leaving me. So which way are you going?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think nobody goes this way, because look at the grass.
I feel it's a dead end.
Yeah, I think you got to go where the grass is more worn down, where people have been walking. See that one too.
But this one doesn't look any better.
Well, that takes us back. Is that the end? It's awful worn down. Unless everybody makes the same mistake. Yeah, this is the way out. It's gotta be. Oh no! There she is. So this is not the way out. This is a loop. That kind of narrows it down on which way to go now.
I came from that way.
That way right there.
I think I know the way out. Come on.
All right, let's do it. You might be right. Y'all see these trees right here? I think that's the same trees we walk by when we come in. So this could be it. Right around the corner maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, look.
You think that's it?
I see.
Well, it took us longer than 3 minutes. I read online if you just go left, it'll only take you about 3 minutes to get out. And
Yeah,
we
look.
definitely failed that. Yeah, right there it is. We went that way when we started. And this is the way how you end. You come out the same entrance area, but just a different path. So a lot of fun. Really cool, man. I like that. That was fun. All right, so this sign right here is talking about a sea cow, which is a manatee. And they have this cool little mosaic art piece here of a very happy manatee. Check out the red. He's like smiling. And it's just kind of off the pathway here. And when you walk around the corner, due to all the trees and the shrubbery, you couldn't see him. So when I come around the corner, this thing just popped out, and I thought, oh, how cool is this? That is pretty neat. I imagine people have climbed up on his back and made many of photos here on our happy little friend. All right, next thing we're going to stop and look at is the labyrinth. And this is where you go to walk. You actually enter right here. And me and my wife several years ago actually walked through this one. And you start here where it's wide, and it just winds through until you make it to the center, right here beneath this tree. And this here supposed to be a thing that you do. You walk and you meditate until you make it to the middle of it, to that little area, which is, we will just cheat. We're just gonna walk over there. I'll show it to you. So it brings you in close, like, oh, I'm gonna make it. And then when you go around there, you gotta walk back around this way. And then that brings you around through here, over this route. And then that means you would make it. Right here is the center. Looks like somebody's gonna make a little fire. Got some kindling in there. This here is the center. Got you a couple little seats, little places to sit and just kind of hang out underneath this very nice tree. So yeah, this is cool. All right, this is really cool. This sign right over here across the way, right next to that window, it says motorbike service. It's like an old abandoned service building. Look at that old Castrol sign, Castrol Oil. Look at this beautiful little fountain right here, and then we look up the street. It looks like a postcard. How beautiful is that? Love the architecture of the buildings and that spire off in the distance. Very beautiful. Something else I've not pointed out yet, but here in Germany and like small towns like this, you don't really paint lines to park. You actually have these little stanchions sticking up. You can kind of feel they're kind of raised, and right there's your parking meter. But yeah, they're all lined out like that. So if you go across the line here, you can actually feel it. You know, in America, people have a hard time understanding how to keep their car within the lines that are designated. So here you can actually feel them like rumple strips. You're like, dum, 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 dum. Oh, I'm not straight. Let me back up and get back in there. Cool little detail I like. Don't know why. Pretty neat. All right, that will conclude our little tour today around the town of Bad Windsheim. Now my wife's cousin has showed up, and she is going to take us to a few more little towns today and kind of show us some cool stuff. One town in particular is called Storks City, or it's known as Storks City. The actual German name is not Storks City, but all the locals knows it as Storks City. This stuff is kind of off the beaten path. Not huge touristy places that we're going to go see now, so really looking forward to this. I've never been here before, so this ought to be a lot of fun. And we might get lucky enough to see some of these like food vending machines on the, like at some of the shops and stuff around here, since here in Germany a lot of the shops shut down on Sundays. It's like illegal, like by law you cannot have a store or shop open on Sundays because it's a day of rest. It's a day everyone goes to church. Well, these vending machines is where you would go get eggs, milk, different food items. And on my way here yesterday, I actually seen a vending machine on the side of the road, no kidding, and it had pizza in it, like cooked pizza. Like you could get pizza out of this machine. So I have heard of that before in Japan and certain big cities in the US, but here in Germany, it's stuff that you can kind of find, and you don't have to go too far off the beaten path to find. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled for that too. So let's go get in the car with her, and she's going to take us to some of these locations. Alright, my friends, we have made it across the countryside, which is always fun. I think Germany has one of the most beautiful countrysides when we drive around, and you see all the little villages and some of the Storks that's out in the middle of the fields. And we even come across a Burger King, a little piece of home right here in Germany. Really cool. So we're in Ufeld, and right here you can see right here some more Storks out here in this field. Check that one out. God, they're so big. So this time of year they're really out hunting for food because they have their young in their nests. And then way across the field you can see another one out there. So really cool. And we're going to go up here and look at this sign. They have a sign right here at the kind of the town limit of Ufeld, and we're going to go look at that sign, and it talks about the Storks a little bit. Okay, so this sign right here, they're so well known for their Storks here. This is like the stork capital of Bavaria. More Storks come to this town than any other place in Bavaria. Any other town or anything, they got more Storks here than any other place. So that is pretty awesome. And I think Storks are such a fascinating bird. I mean, check them out. This is the closest I'm going to get to one, but yeah, check out the little ones right there. And this right here is actually going on all over the towns here in Germany. But in this town, it's like the capital. This is the mecca of where they all like to come and fly around. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we found this pamphlet here on the side of the road. So people come here just to do a little stork watching. And they actually have it all numbered. And if you look at this map, look at all the numbered, the red places. This is where you can go and look at the Storks. And right here, it's like a church. And look at the nest. Look at all the Storks up on the rooftop here. Look at that. And then up there at the very top on that spire, you have some more on both sides. Look at them. They're like looking down at us right now. They're like, hey, what you doing down there? What you taking a picture for? Say, man, I'm just browsing. I'm just checking things out. That's so cool. Alright, so right here to the right of this church, you can see another nest on that rooftop with several inside. And then I'm going to scroll up. Look at that. There's two more nests all in that same shot. And my wife's cousin was just telling me there's another nest that's actually in a tree, which is very uncommon. So we're going to go take a quick look at it. Alright, so this right here is a very busy street. Try to make this quick, but look, we have some more Storks right here on the rooftop. And then right next to it, there's some more Storks. And this is the one that's very uncommon. It's right here in this tree. Look at this big nest. And as I zoom in, you see that stork? Look at that thing, how big it is. Golly, that's a big bird. Now earlier we seen a wooden statue, and right here's another one. Look at that. That looks almost identical. It's a different type, but it's the same kind of artwork as that statue we seen earlier when we was over in Bad Windsheim. And right there is another stork. It just landed momentarily. Look at him flapping. Oh, he's moving. Man, they got that building locked down. All right, now we're at a 24/7 vending machine. It's almost like being in a grocery store, because since the grocery stores here in Germany are closed on Sundays, you can come here and you can get pretty much everything you want. They even have wine. All right, so they have a vending machine right here for cigarettes. Yeah, and of course you have to have an ID in order to get the cigarettes. And then right here's something very interesting. We have homemade ice cream that comes out of this machine right here. They have like your flavors and stuff, and you just push the A1, you know, right here, and it will make your ice cream for you. So that's kind of cool. Then right here next to it, this vending machine is pretty neat. We got some yogurts, and we have milk. Look at that. You even got eggs. You can get eggs out of a vending machine. How crazy is that? We got some cheeses. And then right next to that, then we got some wieners. Yeah, man, you got all this stuff. We got some bratwurst. We got like canned sausages, which is like right here. I don't know if it's like Viennas or not, but probably the same. It has been cooked. And then right here's a really cool one. This right here is wine. So you can pick like red wine or white wine. And once again, you have to have an ID to actually run through here, where it IDs you to make sure you are, you know, of age in order to buy the wine. So that's pretty cool. And then they got this the last vending machine over here. It's kind of Americanized. It's got a lot of stuff that you're going to be able to get in the United States. So we have like some kind of Tetris video game candies right here. Got Warheads, some Skittles, you know, Hershey cookies and cream, which I like them. They're pretty good. Check that out right there. That might be pretty tasty. That's Hershey's Exotic Dark with pomegranate center. That looks really good. Kit Kats, Sour Patch. We got our main drinks over here, Red Bull, and of course, my favorite, Coca-Cola. All right, pretty cool that you can come here and pretty much do a little bit of grocery shopping right here roadside, 24 hours a day. Pretty awesome. So now we're in the village of Burgbernheim, and check out all of these coffee pots and coffee cups on the side of this. I think it's a garage. This kind of gives me flashbacks to a video I did about a year ago back home in the mountains of North Carolina, the house of 30,000 cups. If you guys have never seen that before, maybe I'll put a link down in the description below where you can see it, but that's what this kind of reminds me of. So this is so fascinating, just to be right through the town here in Germany. I mean, just look at it. We're just riding down this street. I would look off to the side, and boom, here it is. They're just collecting them. And they got them out here where the whole world that drives by can see it. All right, we just wanted to make one more quick stop here before we end the video to look at this beautiful church that you're setting up around that hilltop. Is that not just picturesque? And the thing about that church here in Germany is it's very uncommon to see a church out like in the open like that by itself. Normally churches here are always like in the center of a town. And this is something that you might see a little bit more in the US. Say Kansas or somewhere like that, you would see that kind of a church kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But here, not every day you see a church on a hilltop. That is so freaking awesome. That is beautiful. The spire on that church, everything about it's awesome. So that will be pretty much it for today. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed some of the countryside here in Germany. We had to show you today a little tour around Bad Windsheim, going and check out all the Storks, the vending machines, and then ending it off here with all that coffee cup collection and stuff on the side of somebody's garage. I thought that was pretty awesome too. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and think about subscribing. If you enjoyed today's content, as always, give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And I'm all done. Any comments down below? Love reading them. Hope everybody stays healthy and safe out there. I really appreciate it. Until next time, friends, I am the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I'm going to bid you goodbye now. So in German, they say Tschüss. So Tschüss. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it.